Hey folks, MTG Joe here, and today we're going to be playing a fun deck. The season's going to be ending in about 36 hours, I think. In about almost 2 days. And I'm in the top 1200 Mythic, so just want to see if I could camp it out and make it through without having to put too much extra games in. So we're going to be playing some fun up decks in the best of one queue, and today we are playing a play your opponent's deck steal deck, and we're doing that through a couple of ways. We have Siphon Insight, lets you exile cards from your opponent's library and then you can cast them with flashback. We have Grafted Identity, which can steal creatures your opponent controls, and one way around it is with Storm the Festival. You don't have to pay the additional cast cost, so it just comes in and you steal your opponent's creatures. We also have Mind Flare, which is another way to steal your opponent's creatures as long as it remains in play. So that's kind of the theme of the deck, what we're trying to do. And we pair it up with Storm the Festival to get us these permanents a little bit easier. We have a Zareth Sand to steal stuff from the graveyard, Early Ramp and Prosperous Innkeeper and Tangleflora Hedron. We have some Sweepers and Crippling Fear and Shadow's Verdict just to clear the board. Binding, also something that could be hit off Storm that ramps us. And then a couple copies of Wrenn to just mill us into the Storm the Festivals. I want to see, we might play after some games some Glasspool Mimics as a way to copy our creatures, but I think for now we'll just give this a shot, see how it plays out, and kind of go from there. I like, see, if you just play all your opponent's cards, then you don't have to worry about having them yourself. You could probably build this as a more streamlined deck. You put in chariots, you kind of streamline the ramp package, you pay the 2 for a ramp person, like the ramp dork, but I just want to go full-fledged steal opponents' things. I think this hand's fine. Opponent goes first. I think we keep this. So it's a little awkward because I have to go this on one tapped, which doesn't let me Siphon Insight. But I think for the rest of the curve of my deck, I want that. Mono red. So I think given that, we're going to hold off here. We're probably going to just look to... So vampires. I think given vampires... We'll go Florahedron this turn. So Socialite, if an opponent lost a life this turn, your vampires enter with an additional counter. It's fine. If they play out something big, I can steal it. Null Priest is actually pretty good. I think it might be worth me taking. The alternative is that I spend a turn, I could bounce it. That gets me closer to Storm the Festival. So this takes me a turn off Storm the Festival, but it gives me a really good blocker. I think we do that. Even just as a lifelinker, this helps us race. Now they have to spend one of their removal spells to kill my creature. And with this draw, I think we play this one on black. So let's main phase this. I will take a Regent. With the Socialite, we could bounce it on the end step. Or if they play something bigger. I don't want to do this just yet. They would have to discard a card on the Ooze. So they could get rid of Westgate Regent. And then they get it back when the Ooze leaves. I think we're just looking for lands at this point. So this is a little iffy of a turn. So I can do this, guaranteeing I think we just try to guarantee here. Let's see if we could find a 1-drop. Another Regent. Probably just keep taking their big things. We take 5 this turn, it's not too bad. We go to 7 next turn, we just hope to hit high off this. If we get Mind Flayers, stuff like that, it's pretty good. Sequencing was wrong, they should have attacked first. Yeah, opponent realizes it. So Grafted and Binding here. We are gonna take Null Priest. And we'll blow up this. This gives us a blocker here. Okay, that's fine. Take 3. So this is likely just going to be a Shadow's Verdict turn. And then next turn we have a couple options. We can do Festival, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, that was a top deck. So we get Wrenn and lands here. So any creature kills us, unfortunately. Yeah. That was a little... We needed like a turn of them not having the haste creature. I think it was correct to sweep there. We could have gone earlier with the West Gates, but those might have been safer because even if they had removal, they had to discard, so we could take them down card count. That looks good. Yeah, probably playing this. Let's get ahead on mana. Put this on black. So we can steal something if needed, otherwise we have these Siphon Insights, can start stealing lands. This is probably the Is Its Turns list. So if we can take their Allren's Epiphanies, it'll be good. I'm just gonna main phase this. I want this to resolve to find lines. We'll take that. So we're not going to have much to steal in this matchup. I think we hold off on playing that. Let him wonder what we have saved here. We can Siphon on their end step. So this deck, what it's looking to do is copy Allren's Epiphany with Galvanic Iteration. So they've been a copy of Allren's. Deck typically has quite a few counter spells, so we can steal some of those. It'll help later in the game. Wow. Okay, you know what? Let's just play. We're heavily unfavored in this matchup anyways, based on our deck composition. They took our kind of manner in which we can steal things from the opponent's deck. They don't play creatures, so there's nothing to steal with any of our effects. Our removal's dead, our sweeper's dead. They're just gonna take a while to kill us. Alright, cool. Opponent goes first. had Hedron every single game. I think we go Shipwreck. So we can play out Florahedron. Oh, if we got Crippling Fear, then we're not. I think I still want to do this. Because that's going to be green, so we can do this. We'll steal something. Just try to play a 2-drop. It's like Boros aggro. No play's pretty good for us. They might have a burn spell. Showdown's also interesting. But I think we're just going to take their land. And we'll just pass the turn here. Dane's a bit annoying, but we can steal that. So we're probably just playing you out tapped. I can steal it with Mind Flayer next turn. Actually not bad. So if I steal Mind Flayer with Mind Flayer this turn, alternatively I could Brutal Cathar, take the Moonveil Regent, but then it dies to the Crippling Fear. If they don't have removal, this at least taxes them a turn. And then I can Crippling Fear. This is actually pretty good. Because now I Crippling Fear, sweep their board, and then steal their Moonveil Regent. So here we want green. That again. We also have this Cathar that can steal something. Okay, so they had no burn there, which is nice. We can also just drop Ren next turn. I'm probably going to do this to find a land. We might 1-for-1 with Shadow's Verdict. I think we try to find a land here. That also works. So I don't want them to use their mana on a clue here. Gotta get this dragon off the table. So they can deal 2 here. They'll get their showdown to trigger. They can go adversary, they have Pyre as well. Ren just makes a big blocker here. want it to hit lands, which is kind of the issue. Maybe we just do this and then plus. Does this hit planeswalkers? 3 damage to planeswalker. I need a land, especially if they hit Redain. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Power grows with tender.
That's actually really good for us. So I can set up for Storm the Festivals next turn, or I can hold up. Yeah, we're probably just setting up for Storm next turn. If I put this on block, then I don't have the prerequisite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I just dead to this, is the question. So they kick it twice. 5 damage, not quite enough. Oh, they just have nothing but Sacred Fires in hand, yeah. Kind of stumbled on lines there a bit. This Mind Flare plan isn't working out great when they have all the removal. We could have, like, with the face-up information that we had, we steal their thing. It doesn't really do much. We keep drawing our grafted identities. This script's looking really good. A World Tree Gamer. Doomscar and Lulf. We'll take Lulf. Really here I'm just looking to steal a land. Divide by 0 me. It's a little annoying because I don't guarantee the land drop. Also, divides on Mind Flare can be kind of annoying. Yikes. Yikes. Needed to find that land. Could be counters. Oh my god. Mono 5 drops. Get our swamp. So this is not how your curve works out. Got an Esper Gamer. World Tree Esper Gamer. Fairy here.
Slowing things down is just as delightful as speeding things up.
We're really just... Our deck does not want to give us a land.
I suppose that's how it was.
Fairy's not like a huge target. Just gonna... They're like an Esper Super Friends list. They're taking their sweet ass time. We can't find a land to save our life. bit awkward. Like, that hand looks really good if we can draw anything in terms of lands. We took 3 turns out without doing anything. You're not going to win many games by going with that approach. Opponent goes first. Lead on blue, lead on black, siphon. Go from there. Down to Shambles playing. Yeah, I think we want to... Especially since we have so many blues, this might be a spell. So they don't have, like, they could have had a potential turn 3 like Wolf. We want to steal if possible. Blood on the Snows just as another sweeper. Shadow's Verdict's really good in this matchup. We can steal their Wrens. They'll also likely have Binding, so if we can take those. I'll take their Chariot. I think... Just do that. We're gonna Siphon again on their end step. So they likely have the Dispute in hand. So they go Chariot. I'll just do this. I'm going to Binding their Chariot. And then I can drop Lulth. If you're on the play this game, just being able to get ahead on curve. I think it's right. I think it's right this turn to Binding. It also lets me help break serve on mana. Because if, say I just sweep the board this turn and then they go Lulth, they make tokens, and then I have to deal with a Lulth, Chariot, and a board. Like this I take 5 for the turn, but if they commit more to the board, I'm okay. And then I have options of playing Lulth of my own to slow things down. I'm really looking for distractions here. They only have 2 snow lands as well. Second Chariot. Okay, so now we're going to Crippling Fear, I think. Get another black source. So I guess I can do this. They don't have any halflings, but then this dies and this kills my Innkeeper anyways. But that means that they won't necessarily go with Mascot Exhibition, because then they can copy Mascot Exhibition and get me that way. I could Chariot, could Lulth. I think here, let's just Chariot. If we do this, I could Chariot as well. Let's do that. This gains me some life. If they want to play their Chariot, this also lets me steal, say, their Eye Twitch. It also sets me up for a Wren copy turn. which isn't too bad. They didn't have Eye Twitch to get Mascot Exhibition, because what they would do is just make this a treasure. Okay, so they have Ren now of their own. We are ahead on lands.
It is time for battle. En route to Canopy, the trees are mighty.
Okay, so this is actually not too bad, because what I can do here... I can trade with the Chariot. Steal their token. Can't do everything this turn. Problem is we take a lot of damage. These chariots. I think we gotta do this. I need Shadow's Verdict. Them drawing Ren this turn really hurt. Or having Ren. So I can do this. Do this. I think I'm still dead regardless. They can do necrotic summonings, sack 1. Yeah, that should get me, because they have 8 power. So I could block one thing, but then they get me otherwise. Yeah, we are a couple life short, or even I think just being on the play. We're playing kind of like a bad version of opponent's deck. Like, we're not playing the chariots. We're stealing theirs. Doesn't matter which way they do this. Okay, you do 1/1, you attack in. You gonna see the line, or can I concede? So, might need more sweepers. Try just cutting Zareth. I've not had a need for that card. Play another Shadow's Verdict. Let's try this. It's like a little bit of an odd spot, because like you want to steal the things, and like Shadow's Verdict and Crippling Fear are both sweepers that keep our theft guy alive. Our Mind Flare. We go first. This hand really doesn't do anything for a number of turns. We have no blue mana. Okay, we'll keep this hand. Put a Storm away. It's not great, but... just gotta hope. Not super aggressive. Ah. This has come up so many times, this like interaction. Shadow's Verdict's pretty good here. We'll siphon them. Try to find a land, probably. See, Cobra's great when you have it on 2. It's very seldom that you get it on 2, though. Skeletal Swarming. And then just maximizing turn 3. So I'm gonna do this now. See if we find a land. So we have the Shadow's Verdict, so I'm not too worried if they go Ren here. And it's just like falling out with their curve. Our curve has just been absolute atrociousness. We do take 8, 10 here. So I'm a bit concerned just with our life total. We also notably, okay, so that's another green source. So we can Mind Flare something if needed. We have Skeletal Swarming. Vapor Snag's actually pretty good. I think we get Swarming going, to be honest. Sure. 2. This might be Storm the Festival from them. So we'll Fading Hope this. It's not great by any means. You're hoping to have something to attack in. Just not finding green lands has been kind of unfortunate. My goodness, can we just not find anything? Like, we stabilized and would have been great to storm the festival. They just chained 3 Wrens together. Alright, this deck's pile. Garbage! Garbage! Garbage, garbage, garbage. Novel idea, just really didn't play out anywhere what we anticipated. Anyways, thanks for watching as always. Have a great one. Stay safe out there.